The art of living a good life, the art of lifestyle. Welcome in. Much love, Trev here. Important discussion today. Highly requested. Everybody wants to live a better life. I want to live a better life. And we're going to go over some tips to do it. My life this year has been insane. I've done what I wanted. I've been everywhere, where I wanted, with who I wanted, done it how we wanted, did it for whom I wanted, becoming who I wanted. I had an amazing year, and I've seen my life change. And it honestly, it's been something I've worked on for quite some time, really. Is when I was young, I was different for a few reasons, because of the way I look is one, for where I was living. But I thought there was another way to live. I was exposed to some early ideas, and I've been able to make it happen. And really, it's been lucky. I've been lucky to grow up in the time, and you're lucky to be here at the time with internet, because internet lets you broadcast your voice. It lets you duplicate and clone yourself. It lets you set up things that let you travel and so on. But this video really not about online business. We're going back to basics, building blocks on the art of lifestyle, and I'm going to go over a couple. And just so you guys know where I am right now, I'm back on Oahu. I'm working a full farmer shift here at Kahumana Farm for these next 2 weeks. This weekend we're throwing Farm Fest. Going to be 2,000-3,000 people out here. So much cool stuff going on, different farmers and people interested in food and agriculture, which I'm really interested in. And I was able to follow my passion a little bit here. I was able to try something that I always wanted, to live on a farm in Hawaii, and I'm doing it right now. I'm tired. I'm on a lunch break. A little bit exhausted, but it's so much fun. Okay. So we had a discussion. I was on the Big Island last week at Polestar Gardens. We had a Monday night discussion, Raja Yoga, about the art of living, and I got a chance to think about it and talk with some people who are also living great lives. And I have a couple ideas for you. If you don't right now have out a pen and paper, I recommend it. If you're on your phone, pull up your notepad. If you can't have YouTube audio and your phone, you should have YouTube Red. They don't pay me to say that, but it's useful. You should take a note here. If you can't even do that, you're driving, take a mental note. Let's make a quick list of what makes a good life. Okay, I mean, the basics. Good relationships, right? If your parents are alive, work on improving your relationship with them. Your kids are alive, with them, etc. Romantic, friends, brother, sister, etc., etc. Business, clients. But you have good relationships, you'll have a good life. You have poor relationships, you won't. Community. Who do you see? Who sees you? This is like relationships, but your relationships have relationships too, right? Who are the people around you, people that you live with? Do you live in a cool community? You don't even live in a community, right? That's something to think about. So community, relationships, health. Do you feel good? Exercise, so high leverage, right? Being healthy, so high leverage. You don't have your health, you're going to feel a lot worse. You're not going to feel as good. Health is key to having a good lifestyle. Freedom, some amount of control over yourself, You can give that up by making commitments. And I do that, I don't have that much freedom the next couple weeks because I made a commitment to do something, right? But that was my choice. That was my freedom to choose to make my commitment, right? So those are things. Fulfilling work, right? You want your work. Your work doesn't necessarily have to be fun, but you have to know that it's going to be helpful, right? I'm helping feed people good food, organic greens that people aren't getting enough of. There's a health epidemic. That's fulfilling. I'm not necessarily having fun when I'm weeding them right now, when I'm harvesting them, but that's not as important as it being fulfilling, right? And you can throw other things on this list of what makes a good lifestyle. Maybe you really want to travel. Money. I'll tell you, I made $9,000 the last month. I had a really good month coaching, and while working on the farm and traveling as well. So stacking up some cheddar here. Bank account. Don't have to stress as much when you have 6 months expenses in the bank account, right? There's a lot of things that can add to having better lifestyle, better life, right? So that's the first thing, is you want to make a list of these things. And then the second thing is there's so many directions we could go, but the other thing is I believe looking at the key traits that you need to live a good lifestyle. Talked about recently how you want to make a list of everything you want, and you can put them in bucket categories under the what we just discussed, and you want to take steps towards those things, and pretty much do what you say. Say, I'm gonna have this, and you go out and you do it, right? And it's that simple. But I want to look at some of the traits that make that possible. And I think one of them, and I've talked about this, I still believe that this is the most important character trait, is persistence. You know, even if you don't do what you say, persist in trying to do what you say, right? Keep struggling through it. Pick your daily battle, the daily fight. Go at it every day. It's not supposed to be easy. It's supposed to be hard, right? Don't pray for an easy life. Pray for the strength to uh, struggle through and succeed in a hard one, right? So, you know, you need to be able to grow from trauma. You need to be able to turn problems into success and so on, right? Thomas Paine said, Entrepreneur's Credo, I choose to take the calculated risk to dream and to build, to fail and to succeed. I prefer the challenges of life to the guaranteed existence, the thrill of fulfillment to the stale calm of utopia. He said, I don't choose to fail, take the calculated risk to fail or succeed. Choose to take the calculated risk to fail and succeed, right? The art of life, the art of living a good life is when shit goes wrong, you know, there's going to be deaths around you. There's going to be illness around you. There's going to be financial problems. There's going to be health problems, right? And we know that those are the keys to life because the biggest problems have to do with health, primarily money, and then relationships as well. You know, people will leave you. You may be betrayed and all this. And we know that will happen. And the key isn't trying to prevent the unpreventable. The key is trying to grow from those challenges, trying to persist through them, struggle away, and say, I chose to fail and to succeed. I prefer the challenges of life, right? So that's something you should work on to have a good life, is to cultivate your persistence, cultivate your love of the struggle, cultivate your daily putting your boots on it, battle boots on every day, and going out and trying to fight on the things that you're weak at, but you know you need to improve on, right? So that's enough for this video. Those are the key thoughts that I had to the art of living. There's some other thoughts that were thrown out, like acceptance is important, and, you know, accepting things that are happening and accepting other people's flaws and your own flaws. And some other just random ones I've thrown out recently is make a commitment that your relationships are fun. That's important. All your relationships should be fun, with your friends, with your clients, with your employer, with your romantic relationships, your parents. Make a commitment for your relationships to be enjoyable. A lot of people don't do that. They think it should be a struggle. There's it was a little small relationship tip that I recently saw and I loved it. But yeah, I think if you want to live a better life, you want to be clear about what you think makes a good life. And I got you started. You can make your own list and then go out and try to make it happen. And again, persist through the daily struggle and difficulties that will inevitably, they're going to come, right? Come by the boatload, but you're going to make it anyways. So hope you find that useful. Appreciate you. Much love. Let me know what you think in the comments, what you put on your list to a good life, what you put on your traits to a good life, what your personality needs to be, and holler at me in the comments. Smash that motherfucking like button. Speak to you soon. Peace out. Much love.